Hi everyone, it's Maggie and I am here with a project share. Before the holidays I was trying to do some crafting and I decided to make a couple of fabric pocket pages, and this is the first one that I came up with, and I just love this image. I'll bring it in a little closer. She's so beautiful. And all as I did was, I added this tassel trim to the front at the bottom, and I added this gathered trim with pearls, and maybe it would help if I opened it up and showed you exactly this way. I started off with a napkin. I guess I should say that first. I folded it in half. I put some batting in between, and then I folded again, and I went around the edges. I sewed around the edges, and it made the perfect pocket. So as I said, I added this tassel trim at the bottom, and then the gathered lace with the pearls all around the sides and the top. And then I didn't do anything to the back page, except put my I don't always remember to put my handmade stamp back there, but when I do, I like to put it in the back or try to hide it a little bit. So then I just started to embellish the front. And I started with the image. I added some padding underneath. And then the next thing I did was I added this bridal trim here, this beautiful bridal trim up the side. And then I had a little bit of this trim, flowery trim here, and I cut the flowers individually. And then, believe it or not, these flowers here that I put on top was a separate trim, and I cut those out. That's all I had. And so I added those to the top. And then I added these little acrylic and rhinestone pieces from Wild Orchid Crafts in the middle of each flower. In this piece here, it's the same, it's a half a flower like this that's underneath here, and I added a flat back pearl. And then I made this flower here with just a gathered trim that I had found on, I found it on eBay, and it was an easy one to make, and it became nice and dimensional. And in between the layers, I did add some seam binding to for a tie closure, and on the bottom, on the front, I added a flat back pearl to the ends, and then on the back I added a flower applique, and that's how it looks, so that when you tie it, it hangs down because of the weight of the flat back. So then you open it up, and you can see the inside of the napkin here. I left that natural. I added this vintage crochet trim to make pockets. On this side I made 2 pockets, and on this side I left it just 1 pocket to fit something larger in there. And then I added this trim here on the bottom, and then I added this trim over that. And then the next thing I did was I took this vintage trim here, and I added it all the way around the sides and the top. And then to finish it off, I added this trim here all the way around, all four sides, and then up the middle here. And then on each corner I added one of these flowery appliques, and then a larger acrylic flower with the rhinestone, and they're also from Wild Orchid Crafts. And that's all I did to the inside. The napkin was so pretty, I didn't want to hide it completely. And once you put something in the pocket, you know, that's really, I thought that's all it needed. And then with the closure, you just make a bow after you put something inside, and there it is, finished. So that is the first one. And then here is the second one. And this is another image that I just love. And I put one of these acrylic and rhinestone, it's like a little butterfly, and I added it to make it look like it was part of her necklace. And let me undo this closure and show you so I can open it up. And I started off in the same way. I added a different dangle trim. This has beads to it on the bottom. I kept the back the same, and you can see the pattern on the napkin. I did add the same pleated trim with the pearls around it. I had enough of it that I could do both of them, and I just loved how that came out. So I did keep that the same. And then I padded the image and added that, and then I had this avocado dyed bridal applique that I added here, and then I had this applique trim that I added with this large flower applique underneath that. And these flowers here was what was left of this trim here, and so I just placed them so that they completely covered the side and the corner here. I added flat back pearls to those two, and then I added a bling piece to the middle of that one. And then let's see, and then I had a piece of this trim, this brown trim here. That's all I had left, and I just thought, I tried it on the top and I thought, yeah, that looks pretty, I like that, and it kind of finishes off the top. And then on the inside, I added this, I'm not sure what you call this trim here, a rope, like a rope dangle trim, I'll call it that. And I did the same thing. I added a different lace fabric for pockets, but I made two pockets on this side and left this pocket, you know, wide. And then on top of the rope trim, I added this trim here. It almost looks like it goes with this lace trim, but it didn't. I added this separately to finish it off. And then I had 4 of those flower appliques like on here, and I added those to the corners after I put this braiding down here, and I went around the 3 sides with the braiding. And I noticed I didn't put anything in the middle. I might add some of these, one of these acrylic flowers into the middle of each one, just to finish that off too and give it a little bling. Oh, and the lace, I had put around the lace underneath the braiding on this side of the fabric page. And that's all I did to that. And then on the back here, I just didn't want to completely cover up that beautiful napkin. And then I used a thinner pink ribbon instead of the seam binding to tie it for the closure. And on the bottom, on each side, so that it doesn't matter how it falls, I added these little bows with the pearl in the middle. On one side, the bow is pale pink, and on the other side, it's like a creamy color. And I just thought that looked really pretty. So that's it. Those are my 2 fabric pocket pages, or pocket book, however, everybody calls them something different. But that's it. So let me know what you think. If you'd like, leave me a comment, and I'll be back again soon with another project share. I have finished a couple of things that I had been working on that I will share with you. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.